giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We are streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! What's happening, good people? Coming up today, we are going to take a deep dive into that Ravens defense and where the Cowboys should be attacking. They better stay away from a certain aspect of this D, but they should be attacking this Ravens defense this way based off of what we've seen so far. Plus, in the roundup, we had the first injury report this week. Lengthy one. We'll talk about it a little bit, some good news, some not so good news. But we're also going to talk about what's not on the injury report and kind of some hilarious culture shock type of reactions from new Cowboys. They're starting to see, this is what it's like to be here. Yeah, brother, this is what it's like. So we're going to talk about that. But good morning, Bomb Squad. How you doing?
Bomb Squad!
How are y'all this morning? We are here on Thursday. Today's show and every show brought to you by Specs Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods. Cheers to you. Cheers to savings. We have a jam-packed show today, man. First part, I want to talk about what's going on yesterday around the Cowboys. There was some weird things happening, and then we're going to get into some film. A couple plays I want to show you on how to attack this Ravens defense and what worked over the last few weeks, and just breaking down this Ravens defense in general. I personally think, you might be able to contend in a, dare I say, shootout. I don't even want to go there, especially after what happened last week, especially where my confidence is at right now. But I think you can contend if they do certain things offensively. I don't want to get in a shootout. I don't. But the Cowboys defense has to go out there and bounce back from last week. And honestly, the Cowboys offense, they didn't really get a chance to get ahead and play kind of that bully ball. They don't really do it anyway, but they have to bounce back from them not finishing in the red zone and kind of a lackadaisical type of game plan, in my opinion. So we'll get into all that today, but let's hit this roundup first.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, Cowboys Nation. That's a lengthy injury report, but you always got to be careful with Wednesdays for the Cowboys because there's usually a handful of or more of the rest days. And between Brandon Cooks, Eric Kendricks, Jordan Lewis, DeMarcus Lawrence, Zach Martin, they all got limited rest days. So nothing to be concerned about there. Malik Hooker and John Stevens were the legitimate limited players with a shoulder situation with Malik, and John Stevens, the hamstring he's still recovering from. But this is a good sign, right? This is a good sign for John Stevens kind of working his way back. Then you saw the DNPs come out yesterday, and again, I usually try to wait and hear and get a little bit more information on what's going on, but you see Trayvon Diggs DNP foot and CeeDee Lamb DNP ankle when you're like, oh no. But you wait a little bit, more information comes out, no concerns with that. we'll follow up today and obviously tomorrow as well when we get Pat on here, but it sounds like there's no concerns. They're just being cautious with these guys. So we'll see what's up today and tomorrow. The other DNP, Mozzie Smith, back, left. Apparently he started to injure he injured his back in the game, fought through it. Practice, it flares up and he's out. Huh. Mozzie Smith leaves practice. The Cowboys send another defensive tackle on IR. We'll get to that in a second. And they go out and sign a former Dallas Cowboy, Carlos Watkins. Welcome back, Los. He was with the Cowboys in 2021, 2022. A solid rotational guy. Nobody that's going to move the needle whatsoever. But at least, Los is going to give you 110% and show up there for you. So we'll see what happens. The Cowboys are in dire straits at defensive tackle right now, just with bodies, not even really just talking about ability, just the bodies. They do have the Haskins kid on kid. He ain't a kid. The Haskins guy on practice squad. So maybe they call him up. They also have the Illinois kid. Now he's a kid on the practice squad as well. So they might need to call up some guys just to have some healthy bodies for this game. Burying one of the leads here, Sky. Jake Ferguson, welcome back, baby. Freaky Ferg has returned, limited fashion, but he's trending towards playing. And put a pin in that because you are going to need him. Especially, if you can get him back against this Ravens defense, Jake Ferg. Now, remember how week one I said, I don't know, man. I don't think this is going to be the week for Jake. This the week for Jake. If Jake can get back up in there, this is the week for Jake Ferguson. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but that was the injury spotlight brought to you by OSMI. OSMI provides arthroscopic and robotic assisted orthopedic surgery, foot and ankle surgery, sports medicine, physical therapy, and whatever else you need. They have a team of orthopedic specialists in Fort Worth, Decatur, Mansfield, and they provide state-of-the-art care to the North Texas area. So hit them up or schedule your hassle-free appointment today at osmifw.com or give them a call 817-529-1900. We're going to be talking to Dr. Boothby on Monday, I believe, the 23rd, roughly. I believe next week we'll have our one-on-one with Dr. Boothby, and with this injury list, might need him. But it was the name that wasn't on the injury report that kind of had me chuckling a little bit. So yesterday we get the knock on the door, or not we, Jordan Phillips gets the knock on the door. Hey, Big Jordan, we're putting you on IR. Well, why, coach? You hurt your wrist. Jordan Phillips said, nah, my wrist is fine. No, it ain't IR. I couldn't help but laugh at this because if you know the bit on our show, to see it play out in real life is hilarious. So Clarence Hill talks to Jordan Phillips, who went on IR, and he said, nothing is wrong with my wrist. His wrist is fine. It is what it is. He has to accept the decision of the organization. He told reporters, you have to ask those with a higher pay grade than me. Y'all, they really hit him with the... You all right, Jordan? Yeah, I'm good, man. Just a little, I'm all right. Nah, I don't think you are, sir. I think you got a wrist injury. No, I'm good. No, you don't. I are. So, when we were talking about, at some point in the show, I think it was at the middle of the show yesterday, we were talking about, hey, it's not going to take long for Zimmer to be like, I'm not feeling what I'm seeing. You got to come out the game. We're replacing you. I think this is his version of doing so. If it was up to Zim probably would have just cut him, but Zim's not making those decisions, right? So I'd imagine Zim took a look at the week one tape and said, defense was great, but Jordan Phillips was weird looking. All right, but defense was great. Week two, defense was atrocious, but Jordan Phillips looked like he didn't belong on a football field. It was that bad. From motor, from just football. I mean, we all saw the one play where Jordan Phillips gets beat. Instead of going to attack the quarterback on the play action, turns around and he hits the guard. I mean, just it's tape that should get you cut. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe there's money issues too. You know how Steven and Jerry don't like to waste no money. So instead of that, they put him on IR, and maybe that pine will change his mind. Who knows? But I do think it's so funny how yesterday I'm like, I don't think it's going to take long, for Zim. It didn't take long. Zim said, you got to go. So we'll see what they do. Carlos Watkins was brought in. Mozzie went out. A back is a back. That's not something to scoff at. We'll see, how he progresses throughout the week. But you could be really thin on the interior against a team that likes to run the ball on the interior or just in general. And you can't lean on Linval Joseph, man. We said it when he got here. You put Linval in there 10, 12, 13 snaps, cool. 15 max, cool. Linval played 25 snaps. Linval Joseph can't be playing no damn 25 snaps. Can't happen. And it's looking like he's going to have to. It's looking like maybe the Haskins guy gets called up. Maybe the Illinois kid gets called up. Something has to happen at the. I don't think there is an answer right now, except to make a call. And I'm hoping the Cowboys don't wait too damn long. They really hit my boy with the. That's not the only thing that happened yesterday. So, Dalvin Cook, he's new to Dallas. Dalvin Cook is watching this running back room, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later. Actually, coming up. Dalvin Cook is watching this running back room. He's watching the running back production. He sees what's going on out there. He spoke with the media and said, I'm ready. I got the playbook down. I'm ready to go. I feel like I can provide something to this team. McCarthy, he kind of was hyping up Dalvin Cook the other week. Then Jerry Jones goes on the radio and shuts that shit down. I said, no. We're good. Our running back room's fine. Dalvin Cook, he's not coming up. So Clarence Hill talks to Dalvin Cook. Clarence Hill, God bless it. He said, interestingly enough, Cook said he found he wasn't playing this week from social media comments about Jerry Jones making the announcement on the radio. Suffice to say, Cook got a crash course on life with the Dallas Cowboys and their media-friendly owner. You can't make this stuff up, man. It's hilarious. We as fans, we're used to this. We know this. But players who don't play in this organization, they get here and they're like, oh, I guess I'm not playing. I guess coach didn't tell me. Coach didn't inform me I wasn't playing. I found out because the owner went on the radio and told me. The owner don't know what's going on out here on the field. But the owner told me he ain't playing. All right. All I can do is laugh, man. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But in all seriousness, hopefully Dalvin Cook at some point gets a shot if the running game is going to look like this. And if you're looking for the running game to make a change this week, I'll just say this. I would love for this run game to find its footing against this defense, because if it does, you talk about confidence. I mean, I don't know that there's another game over the last 3-4 years, if you run on this defense, that you walk away with and say, I'm more confident than years past. There's not another team. This run defense is real. And again, we'll talk about it here in a second, but hilarious stuff there. Oh, by the way, went back and saw some comments on the show. Dan, Dan, you something else, man. When we was talking about Ezekiel Elliott yesterday, I went back and saw where you were saying that Zeke, for his, he's never been a dude to make guys miss. He always seek contact and things like that, bro. You must forgot what Ezekiel Elliott was when he came into this league. We must have forgot. Roy Jones Jr., y'all must have forgot. Zeke was making dudes miss. Zeke was capturing the outside. He wasn't just running straight downhill, putting his head down and trucking air. If he saw there was green grass on the outside, he was making cuts and gone. He get to the second, third levels. Yeah, he might not look like Barry Sanders, but I've watched him set up dudes and use his burst to get a ton of extra. I don't know what you talking about, sir. Now, over the last half decade, that has changed. But when Zeke first came into this league, Ezekiel Elliott was not dipping his head down, trucking air. Y'all got him messed up when he first. You got him messed up when he first came into this league. I had to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Let me go back and watch Zeke again. I know I ain't crazy. It didn't take me long. Don't believe me? Just go watch 2016, bro. Just go watch 2016 Ezekiel Elliott when he came in this league. He was one of the nastiest running backs. That was one of the best running back seasons of a rookie of all time I've seen. He had everything. He had speed. He had burst. He had vision. He had power. He had wiggle, agility. He can make you miss. He can run you over. He can jump over you. He can run around you. He was literally the most complete back in the league at that time. And to see you kind of just narrow him down to a dude who just seeks contacts and runs you over, doing a disservice to Zeke. That ain't his game no more. He's no longer that guy. But at the time, he was a dude who could do everything for you. So I just thought that was odd when I went back and looked, and you're a Zeke stan, and you were saying that he wasn't that type of dude, and in fact, he 100% was. With that said, perfect segue to go here and talk about this Ravens defense, because don't expect Zeke to go back to that either. Don't expect it, bro. This Ravens defense, led by new defensive coordinator Zach Orr, and I remember Zach Orr when he came out. Found out, I didn't know this part though. He's from right down the street, DeSoto, Texas. Played at North Texas. Got drafted by the Ravens, but his career got cut short with those injuries, right? He had like back issues. And then went right into coaching. And he's been with the Ravens 2 different stints between 2017 and now. And once the Ravens defensive coordinator got the job in Seattle, they promoted Zach Orr to DC. And it's been a bit of a mixed bag in a sense, because on the ground, this unit is unreal. You really can't run on them consistently. They're only giving up 2.3 yards per carry to running backs. And that's not a fluke. That's not like, there's 5 plays of negative 10 yards. No, you are getting less than 3 yards in a cloud of dust on these guys. Now, that doesn't mean you don't show that type of action, which we'll get to here in a second. But running on the Ravens is going to be tough. And the way the Cowboys run the ball, that's why I said what I said a few minutes ago. If they were to have success, I'll walk away from this game with more confidence than I've ever had in the last half decade on the ground. Because this team just doesn't let you do it. So it'll be real interesting to see how stubborn they get with, McCarthy likes to run the ball on first down. I've even seen him run the ball on second and longs. It's just like, don't think that's going to be a smart thing to do against this front. On the contrary, you can see they're 32nd in the league the first 2 weeks through the air. And again, that's not a fluky stat where, they're blowing teams out and teams are just trying to throw the ball to catch up. No, teams are throwing the ball with success to beat them, or at least the Chiefs and the Raiders. But let's talk about some of their notable players up front in that front 7. I want to talk about one of the unsung heroes, I think, in that front 7. As we're talking about defensive tackle issues, right? A lot of people are going to talk about Matabuke, and rightfully so. Matabuke is a beast. Just got the bag, had like 13 sacks last year. But defensive tackle Travis Jones, Connecticut, that's where he went to school. And I remember 2022 doing draft coverage with Foots and them, and he was a guy that popped up, and we were looking for DTs. I'm like, this could be a guy day 2 or 3. I can't remember where he got selected exactly. But 6'4", 340-pound nose tackle that is really the anchor, I think, of their run defense. I think he plays his role extremely well. We watched the Cowboys defensive tackles, right? And we're like, man, they get reached easily. Not him. He has this knack to not get reached. He's hard to move. I think he takes on double teams well. And if you listen to Coach Zimmer talk about Maz, he said, hey, the next thing we want him to do is be able to disengage and make a play. He can do that too. Everything we want from a nose tackle position, he provides for the Ravens. And he's a huge reason why this run defense is one of the best in the league, if not the best. You want to talk about picking up, the phone and making a call? Not that the Ravens would do it, but Travis Jones would be the guy that I would be making that phone call for. The matchup between him and our interior, that's going to be fun to watch. Film-wise, that's going to be fun to watch. Win or lose, that's a heavyweight matchup right there. Oh, and you can't forget about Michael Pierce, right? Like Michael Pierce, for those who don't know who Michael Pierce is, he goes 6 foot, 355 pounds. He's quite literally a fire hydrant. So, now you throw him in there. You got two big dudes like Travis Jones and Michael Pierce to play that nose tackle run defensive style and make things easier for the linebackers. They do that. That's exactly what they do. Then you got Matabuke, who we talked about. He's the guy that's going to get a lot of the pass rush. He hasn't provided as much pressure as maybe in years past or last year in general. In fact, if you go look per next gen stats, he's actually way down in regards to pressure. But guess what? He had a sack last week. And the other dude who gets their sacks too, we talked about Owe before in passing. Former teammate of Michael Parsons. Can't lose track of Owe. I don't think he has a very deep bag per se, but he's a specimen from a physical standpoint. You can't lose track of him. You can't let him grab the corner because he can grab the corner on you. But if you make him work, I don't really see a ton of counters with Owe. He's a speed rushing demon. That's really what he is. And just make him work, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's with some type of post-snap action, play action, whatever. Owe can be dangerous if you don't pay attention to him. Owe can be dangerous if you allow him to capture that corner. Speed to power is really his counter. I actually think that Tyler Guyton should be able to win some battles against Owe in this game. The only thing I'm worried about with Guyton is I don't want the kid to lose any confidence if things don't go his way. Because last week, Chase Young was getting at him a good bit. Different rushers, though, but he's getting at him a good bit. Then you got the veteran Kyle Van Noy, savvy guy, jack of all trades type dude, can do everything for them, moves them around. And then, of course, none other than Roquan Smith. He needs no introduction. We know who he is. I will say this about Roquan. You better make him think. This kind of reminds me of when the Cowboys went up against the 49ers and we're looking at that linebacking group and we're looking at Fred Warner and we're like, don't make it easy on Fred Warner. DeMario Davis last week, don't make it easy on these types because DeMario Davis read you like a book last week. Fred Warner read you like a book every matchup. Roquan will read you like a book. You have to make him think. If not, well, he's going to make plays, definitely on the ground. But I'm going to just be real. I'm going to say it right now, Cowboys Nation, before I talk to a couple of y'all on the phone, before we get to the pass defense. Don't play around on the ground. I'm not advocating to throw the ball 55, 60 times in this game because you're going to need some form of balance. But don't play around with this generic run out of shotgun. And no, we just talking about this, Professor. No GT counters. No pre-snap motion. No, if you're just going to be in shotgun, not pistol, shotgun, hand the ball off to Ezekiel Elliott, and put a hat on the hat against these guys, it's going to be a laughable outcome. Don't play around with that. This is not even a game I don't even know if I'm going to come away from this game talking about the run offense because I don't think it's going to be good. This is a good run defense. Maybe the how, again, if the how is terrible. But in a second here, we're going to talk about play action. They're going to need to show some type of action. And this is a perfect example. Excuse me. Perfect example. When people say, well, you can't run play action unless you're good running the ball. That's not true. The Ravens defense is the perfect example of this because the first 2 weeks, teams can't run the ball on them. But the first 2 weeks, teams have been highly successful running play action. Put a pin in that, though. Put a pin in that. Let's talk to some Cowboy fans on the horn. Cowboy Mike, what's up with you?
What's going on, Will Still?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. Hey, I got a few things, man. I'm going to get off here. I got to get to work. But Mike McCarthy, man, that seat is awful hot right now.
Yeah, I mean, brother, it was hot.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it was hot the minute they announced he was coming back. Nothing he can do in the regular season is going to take the heat off of him, in my opinion.
Right, man. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get inside the mind of this guy, and I'm like, man, he's got to be thinking, I gotta. This is it for him. If you don't respond, man, we got to come with some smoke and mirrors. And I would agree with you on, I say 35 plus passes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I 100% think we're going to be over 30. Probably you're probably right, 35 or more. And nobody wants to see a team pass the ball 50, 60 times, but 35 plus, yeah, that feels about right against this defense because that's what's been working. It's not running the ball, but you can't get away from, helping out your passing offense with some other things,
Hey, what? Have you heard anything on Ryan Flournoy? Is he gonna get have you heard anything from?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, man. Like I said, bro. I know it's very dreary reality. But I've learned to just live in it with the Cowboys. I said this at the beginning of the season. We all love what Ryan Flournoy can bring from an athletic standpoint, speed, got that dog in him and stuff like that. But I don't believe we're going to see him until A, somebody gets hurt, or B, they continue to not produce, and that could take a good bit. That's just the reality of it.
It is kind of. I felt like that wasn't us against the Saints, man. I don't know how we get to this spot every year, but last year through 4 games, what was our record? 4-0, 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1 because you lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's like we in the same place again, but at least we did it early, man. But I'm gonna get off here and get to work, man. I appreciate what you do, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate you, Cowboy.
Cowboy Nation, stand up.
He said, relax. I ain't peeped that. Good segue. Let's just go ahead and segue right into this pass defense because that's where they're going to have to attack. That's where they're going to have to find some success. But they just, in my opinion, they can't do it in the same manner they tried to do it last week. Not going to happen. Roquan will read you like a book. Kyle Hamilton will read you like a book. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, some good guys that can play well in the pass defense. Now, it hasn't been the case this year, though. That's not been the case. Specifically, tight ends. Oh, this is why I want just Freaky Ferg back, man. In week 1, Kelsey and Noah Brown combined for 70 yards on them, 6 receptions. Week 2, Brock Bowers dominated these dudes. Dominated them. 98 yards, 9 for 9, 9 targets, 9 receptions. And in some of the ways that they did it, there was some creativity. That C word, Cowboys Nation. Oh, that C word. Let's go take a look real quick. When I was watching this game, man, this play, as a football fan, excited me. As a Cowboy fan, pissed me off because you don't really see this type of pass game creativity out of us. But again, I'm stealing this, just period. But anyway, let's just let the play run real quick and then we'll run it back. This comes out of motion, ladies and gentlemen. Also, play action, ladies and gentlemen. And then with the actual route combination, you're going to see some creativity and get a wide open look. I ask you, how many times do you see a wide receiver, tight end, whomever, this wide open, that deep down the field? And let's talk about why it is. First, the motion. Let's see what they're in here. And pre-snap motion. And then there's going to be post-snap action with play action. Now, does a play action do anything from a move the linebacker standpoint? No. But what that's going to do is it's going to hold this edge here. It's going to make these offensive line or these defensive linemen flow with the play action. And when they do run this kind of play action, not necessarily a boot, but this play action with this kind of post corner route attached to it. Take a look at this route. I mean, just a lot of nuance here, by the way. Let's take a look at Davante Adams first. Davante Adams, his release is important because if he releases outside, that's going to carry the cornerback out here. Davante Adams releases inside and sells the post, but he does come back out. See, we're inside the numbers. Sells the post. So not only does the safety have to go with it, but so does the cornerback, which is going to leave this green grass. And if we take it back just a little bit, this is a great job too by Brock Bowers, I believe. Brock is selling this over. And then he's going to hit this corner. And look at this. Again, how many times do you see this? You don't. So you're going to need some post-snap creativity. This is what I mean by you got to make Roquan Smith think. You got to make Kyle Hamilton think. You just can't line it up. Okay, week 1 to the tight ends here. In the red zone. Got 2 tight end situation. Travis Kelce, here goes the motion. What is the motion going to do? Take a look at the linebacker here. He's going to follow Pacheco. Great sell by the tight end. This is Noah Gray. He sells the block. Tight end screen from the tight end god himself, Andy Reid. So these are just 2 creative ways that they got the rock to their tight end. Brock also had a play where play broke down. Boom. About 25 yards deep down the field, one-on-one. This is why I want to see Jake Ferguson in this game. I'm hoping he can play. With all due respect to Schoonmaker's game last week, go look at Schoonmaker's targets. Everything is 5 yards and in. And then he did get one play where he got some yak afterwards. A lot of green gets upfield. But that's not really going to stretch this defense or put pressure on the defense. You're going to need your tight ends to get upfield and make some plays, take advantage of some one-on-ones, take advantage of some green grass. We haven't seen Schoonmaker do that really in his life. That's not his game. His game is block and most things 10 yards in it. Ferg can do that. You get Ferg back here, he can do that. And not just Ferg, though. The number 1 wide receivers in the first 2 weeks, 8. They 8. Rasheed Rice, 7 receptions, 103 yards in the first week, dominated across the middle of that field. Davante Adams, 9 receptions, $110, 1 touchdown, dominated those dudes. Dominated his one-on-ones too, and we know that Lamb can do that. Again, this Ravens pass D so far, Zach Orr is trying to figure it out. It's not Mike. What is it? Mike McDonald? This ain't that guy. He's trying to figure out his way of doing things. And right now it has not been successful. They've given up a league high 14 explosive plays. So this is going to be, and I said this yesterday, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferg. If we're not going to be as creative, those are the guys that are going to have to really do the damn thing in this game. And I believe they can. I truly do believe they can. Now, obviously, you got to watch out for guys like Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton, like I said. But Humphrey has already given up almost half, if not more than half of the receptions in 2 games as he did last year. Kyle Hamilton, he's a playmaker, no doubt about it. Huge fan coming out. All pro. He's going to be everywhere. They line him up in the slot. They line him up in the box and line him up deep. So he's a guy you kind of got to be mindful of. A little bit in a similar way as Tyrann Mathieu, and he caught a pick last week, but game was pretty much over at that point, so they was just sitting on Lamb. Again, got to make them think. Can't just be easy, right? But this is a game where CeeDee Lamb and Dak can go off. A game where CeeDee Lamb and Ferg can go off. We just have to be strategic about it. It cannot be ABC cookie cutter stuff. And if it's going to be ABC cookie cutter, then add some damn creativity to it. Put an XYZ in there. Speaking of CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys being underdogs. Let's see what I did there. Y'all got to check out Underdog Fantasy Sports this week. They're giving you an easy freebie. An easy freebie. CeeDee Lamb, higher or lower, total yards, a half a yard. Come on. You can't beat that. Join the million-plus fans who've made game days more entertaining by playing along with Underdog Fantasy Sports. Make sure when you go on there, you use the promo code ATOZ Dallas and get a deposit match up to $1,000. And I'm going to make this easy for you. I'm going to drop the link right here. Spam the link real quick 3 times for the 3 times. And then I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can click on that link, use that code, and they will match your deposit. And then you can holler at me and let me know if you won. If you did win, send me your slip. Send me your pick'em entry, I'm sorry. And we'll feature you. Here we go. It's in the description. It's in the chat. UnderdogFantasySports.com. Sign up code ATOZ Dallas, and they will match your deposit up to $1,000. Easy pick this week, man. CeeDee Lamb, higher, lower, a half a yard. Come on, man. That's a freebie. That's a freebie. All right, so Sky. Tell me stop spam. How did the Raiders do it? What did the Raiders do? Because it's the Raiders. You said they beat the Chiefs beat the Ravens. All right, but when the Raiders do it, you say, how'd this happen? For starters, play action. They ran play action on 21% of their plays on Sunday and were 8 for 8 with an average target separation of 5.5 yards. I want you guys to understand how that's a lot. 5.5 yards of separation during play action. We're going to talk about where the Cowboys ranked over the last couple weeks. 43 dropbacks. We just talked about the Cowboys throwing the ball a lot. They probably will. The Raiders do it, or they drop back 43 times. They use some form of motion 79% of the time. Again, make them think. 79% of the time, there was some form of pre-snap motion. In comparison for the Cowboys, last week, 40, what was it, y'all? 4 dropbacks, something like that. Only motion 48% of the time. So more than half the time, your offense was stagnant and the defense really didn't have to think about anything. Because we know the Cowboys post-snap aren't doing anything creative. So it just became very ABC, basic route concepts, basic offense you're going up against. And they made life difficult for you when they knew you couldn't run it and run the ball. Oh, we'll let you get a couple plays underneath. And then once you get to the red zone, you don't have a good enough red zone offense right now. Or the red area or score area, wherever you want to call it. Because it's not always a goal line or red zone where they struggle. And when you look at play action, that's really where you're going to have to, and again, Sky, I know you can't run the ball. What are you talking about? It really doesn't matter. The Raiders couldn't run the ball. The Chiefs had a few runs where they ran, but they really couldn't run the ball. The first 2 weeks of the season, teams are 13 for 13 when they pass out of play action against the Ravens. Now, again, average separation of 5.5 yards last week for Gardner Minshew out of play action when he targeted a receiver or tight end. for the Cowboys, week 1 and week 2, 3.3, 3.4 yards of average separation. That ranks 28th in the National Football League. What does that mean? To me, I mean, you can make you can decide what it means to you. To me, that means that, again, I'm going to use the C word to get tired of it. There's some form of pre or post snap action concepts that trip up the defense to where you're getting a wide open player. 5.5, almost 6 yards of separation is wide open off of play action. When you go look at how the Cowboys have been using play action, it's mostly to throw the ball to the tight end 3 yards in front of them. That's what it's been. So they've got to figure out some way to combine that play action, run action, whatever, and get some concept behind it that's going to get guys open. That's just the way it is. Because you cannot let this defense just know what you're going to do and expect to just, for 4 quarters, to go up and down the field on them. Make them think. And if you can do that, you can have success. You can throw on them. We've seen it. We look. Go look at the Chiefs' big play touchdown to Xavier Worthy. Dude got wide open because they used some action to it. Right? Or we can hope that CeeDee Lamb takes a 10-yard. I mean, it was a good throw. Ducks on, or 15 yards, whatever it was. Ducks on the defenders and goes for 62. I don't want to live like that forever. Right? I don't want to live like that. So that's my breakdown of this Ravens defense. To me, stay away from being stubborn on the ground. What I mean is, again, don't throw the ball 50, 60 times, but use the ground game to set up action, play action. Use the ground game to obviously remain balanced so you're not going 50, 60 attempts. Like, you have to run sometimes, but at least do something with it from the sense of, hey, we're going to show jet sweep or run the jet sweep. I can give a damn. We're going to show jet sweep, but we're running a counter. We're going to show 21 personnel, and it'll go down as a run, but we're throwing it backwards. We got blockers out in front like Ezekiel Elliott. Easy button type of situations just to keep them going. Because if you look at the play that I brought up, I didn't mention this, but this play right here, they set this up. They only went under center 4 times. All 4 were passes. They set this up showing this type of play action. They showed this type of route 3 different times. And then the 4th time, he sells this. Now, I'm not saying it was him in general that ran that over route, but there were other players that did. So that's what I mean by setting it up. Raiders couldn't run the ball, but they got under center, showed run action, passed out of it, and adjusted, or at least set you up for a big play later in the game. It's there. It's a possibility to make big plays on this Ravens defense. 100%. My bad, y'all. A little sick. All right, let's get back to the lines. We'll get to a few more before we wrap it up here. Let's get to Marco and Charlotte. Good morning, good sir.
What's up, Scott? How you doing, brother? I have one question for you, bro. And didn't Dan Quinn and Mike Zimmer say they was going to move Parsons? I don't see the reason to have Parsons on the DN when they're running the ball. I don't understand. What team's going to run the ball at you?
Yeah, this was so tricky, right? In this game, at least early on in the game, I would like to have Overshown spying Lamar Jackson with Parsons getting after Lamar Jackson. I think that's a great combination. Now, when games get out of hand, like last week, and you need to stop the run, sure, you can put Micah back there, and he might have made some plays here or there. I don't know if that would have been the full difference. But it's tough to start the game and be like, Micah, you're playing linebacker because we think they're going to run the ball. Again, like I said last week, they did not run the ball on you to get up 21-6. They threw the ball on you to get up 21-6. So it's like you got to play this game. And honestly, I still think we have backers that can play the run, right? Kendricks can play the run. I think Leah Fowl can play the run. He's your rookie, though, and honestly, he didn't have a great game doing that. Overshown has shown the ability. Our defensive tackles were atrocious last week, and I think we didn't have an answer. But I don't think we're there yet, Marco. I don't think we're there just quite yet where we got to come here and say, damn it, put Micah Parsons at line. Not just yet. But this week could grow that thought process a little bit louder if they come out here and just run the ball on you to start the game, and Micah's just rushing upfield. That could be a conversation.
Well, I got another question, Scott. Is it time for the Cowboys to stop drafting players from Michigan? I really feel like what's his name, Tristan Hill.
No, Hill didn't go to Michigan. You talking about Taco and Mozzie for the most part in Schoolmaker.
Mozzie, hey, Jordan Lewis. There's a couple of
Jordan
them.
Lewis. Jordan Lewis is a success story for Michigan.
I mean, it's okay, Scott, but I like
Jordan Lewis is a home run third round pick. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, Scott, I mean, he's probably the best one we got from Michigan, but Stone in the second. I think we need to draft back-to-back D tackles. I'm upset with this run game, and my boy Prescott is more pressure on you, Dak. And I'm not even a big Dak fan. It's just more pressure on you, brother. But I appreciate you coming to the rest of the show, brother.
All right, man. Well, that's the same story, different season. Me, man. More pressure on 4. Yeah, I wouldn't include Lewis. And I also agree. You don't draft the helmet. Don't draft it. But it's easy though, right? They're making it easy for us that hate Michigan players, us as in Cowboy fans, because you got 3 guys you're looking at sideways, right? One ain't even on the team. But nah, I'm not putting J. Lou in that category. No, sir, Bobski. 972, what it do?
Hey, good morning. Hold on, let me take this issue.
Hello? Uh-oh, going once, 972.
Hello?
Gotta let you go. 910. What's goody?
Yo, what's up, Scott? It's Smoke one for you, bro.
Oh, what's up, Smoke?
How you doing, my man?
I'm all right, brother.
Bro, I'm going to say this once, I'm going to say this twice, and say it 3 times. I'm going to keep on saying this shit, man. If you ain't going to get a good O-line to block you up front, it doesn't matter who the running back in this backfield is, bro. They're not going to really do much. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the discipline to block first, get the man in front of you, push away to make these down run plays. And right now, it seems like they're discombobulated, man. Like the scheme is just not the same like it was back when Callahan was there, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, back when Callahan, yeah, brother, this is my problem with not Cowboys fans. This is a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
With us is that we always have to reach back 10, 20, 30 years of something.
Yep.
The fact that we still like, man, it ain't been the same since 2014 is crazy to me. Like that's just malpractice in moving with the times. You're right. Given this situation, if you can't block it up, it's going to take a special back it's going to take like a Saquon Barkley with the Giants type of back to make something shake, right? You don't have a special back. You have a very average backfield with players who do specific things at a maybe I don't even use high level. Maybe one player does like the red zone stuff, the goal line stuff, short yardage for Zeke at a high level, but they do it at a decent level. So you have to be able to block it up front so that they can be able to do it. Or you have to have a scheme that sets those guys up, because I look at the Saints, bro. They don't have no damn mauling offense. Cesar Ruiz, Trevor Penning ain't like that. The rookie got an epidural in his back. Now I like him, but I like Fuaga. But I'm just saying, it's not like they got a bunch of Pro Bowlers over there, but they have a plan, they have a scheme, they have the mentality, and they play on a string. So it works. Where Dallas doesn't have a scheme, they don't have a plan, and obviously they got a special back in the backfield for the Saints too. Dallas doesn't have a special back, and they're really not committed to really caring about the game, so the run game. So this is what you're going to get, bro.
Yeah, you're right, bro. That's what you just said is pretty much what I'm trying to explain to say, bro. Like they have to have a good scheme up to run the ball and be committed to it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it just it's like dominoes fall sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? It just is weird sometimes how they block, bro. So I understand what you're saying,
right.
Man.
It's weird. It looks so sloppy.
It's weird.
I want to correct myself too on that Rico play I was talking about yesterday. I knew I should have brought it up. It wasn't. The Rico play, I thought he could have bounced outside. It wasn't. It was actually a GT pull. It was a guard tackle pull, and I think it was Smith and Guyton who pulled, but it was again sloppy and not really all that successful. But what I was looking to see was, man, if Rico could have just saw that green over there, stuck his foot in the ground, made a move, and bounced outside, I don't think. What's my man's name? Cam Jordan makes a play. I don't think he's twitchy like that to make the play. But Rico trusted. It's the problem. Not his problem. He trusted the play as you should, like we talked about yesterday. Normally, if the play is designed to go C gap, you're going to run C gap. And he tried to allow Smith and Guyton to make the blocks. It was terrible blocks, not necessarily from Smith, more so from Guyton. Didn't work, and he gets like 3-4 yards that he had to fight for. Where maybe if he said, "Damn it, if I see green over here and Cam Jordan's not like 5 yards off of this play, I'm just gonna make a move and just take off." But that requires that type of back and that has that ability to do so, a la Ezekiel Elliott back in 2016. But that's a whole different discussion. Anyway,
that's that vision. That's that vision, man. You're right. You're right, bro. You're right. I cannot lie about that. Now I remember that play he told us about too. But he could have cut to the right on outside where Jordan's at. It was daylight.
It was daylight, bro. There was nobody there.
Everybody was blocked.
There was no linebacker. There was no safety. There was no corner. There was nobody over there. And I'm like, damn. One or two things. One, if they could have blocked it better, obviously, he wouldn't have had to bounce it out. Or two, if he just was like, screw this, I'm running to daylight. One of those two things have happened, I think it would have been a huge play. But water under the bridge, they scored a touchdown on that. It was just an example of the run game for me.
You're right. All right, bro. I just want to talk to you about that. That's all. I mean, I had nothing else to talk about, man. I appreciate everything you do for me, man. You know I watch you every day, so.
Thank you, Smoke.
You know it, man. Holla.
Salute. I did not know this. Moves Brown just dropped this in the chat. I didn't go look at the injury report for the Ravens, but he said Kyle Hamilton might not play on Sunday. You know, Moves, initially I kind of was like, oh, but then I said, I'm not getting excited about that. You know why? Marshawn Lattimore didn't play last week. So, and this defense is better, in my opinion. Like from a player wise, I think this defense is better. So, and I think Kyle Hamilton, and maybe he's a bigger piece than Lattimore. I don't know the intricacies of both of these teams. Maybe he's a bigger piece. Maybe because they move him around so much that will affect him more. But Marshawn Lattimore didn't play last week, and look what happened. I hope everything's okay with Kyle Hamilton. I hope he doesn't play because he needs some rest. And we're able to take advantage of that. Twan from Connecticut.
Sky, what's good?
What's happening?
Man, I tried to get with you Monday, but I couldn't. I'm going to be honest, man. I think I'm hopping off the train, Sky. I got real.
Twan, what happened after week one, bro? You was
no, Sky, because like I see the writings on the walls, and I kind of feel like Trey. I kind of feel like Trey and Boys in the Hood. Like, go, let me out. Like, let me out the car. I really feel like we can't stop the run. That's really our Achilles heel, and teams know this. And Shanahan offenses always mess us up. So my theory is, honestly, I'm going for Project Dallas 2025, and I'm going to leave you with this.
2025?
I feel like
oh, my bad. I thought the score was 22. Boy, you talking some political stuff. Go ahead.
Cowboys Project 2025. I feel like the Cowboys will go to the playoffs. We'll probably win like 11 games. We might win the first game, but we'll lose the second game in horrible fashion, right? McCarthy gets fired. Get Belichick. I feel like Belichick too good about the Cowboys. The media. I honestly feel like Jerry Jones is going to go to him and say, listen, I'm going to give you a blank check. Can't be GM.
Man, I mean, look, Twan, you may be on to something. We know the relationship Jerry has with Bill. I just personally don't even want to go that far. We got the Ravens in a couple days. I'm trying. This is a week-to-week league. Yeah, we got a long way to go there. Now, I will say this. If we're going to jump ahead, I'll say what I've been saying for a long time. How is this squad playing in that last quarter of the season is what matters if you're going to head into January. That's a big deal for me. But we got to get there first. We got to get your project, Cowboys Project 2025. Once the season's over, we can talk about that potential project, brother, for sure. But I'm not going to put too much energy into it. We do know that there is a relationship with Bill and them boys. And if that's the case, we'll probably just be rolling on this hamster wheel a little bit longer. Unless Bill Belichick brings in one of these dudes from the Shanahan tree. But that's, again, you got me thinking stuff I don't want to think right now, Twan. All right?
Yeah, totally understand. And then I was watching Boss Cowboy show last night, and he made a real good point about how the Joneses being political within the organization as far as D tackles, because I'm hearing the young boy Rodgers were better than Mozzie. I'm hearing he was actually better than Mozzie.
Brother, what's new?
They were playing favoritism.
That ain't nothing earth-shattering, bro.
Yeah.
The Cowboys being political. What a shocker. No, it's not. That's just how Dez was talked about it. Beasley talked. You might say, oh, these are people who are scorned. No, I told y'all before. I say it again. I reached out to someone who was in those coaches meetings, who had the owner come down and say, this is what's happening. A certain player just needs to touch the ball. So yeah, this isn't new. The Cowboys are political, sure.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna stress myself and go all in, as Jerry says, this year with the Cowboys. I'm gonna more so watch, observe, and sit this one out. And I'm praying for Project 2025. So that's all.
Twan's back, man. All right, appreciate you, big dog.
All right.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with you, Twan. If the Cowboys beat the Ravens, he's going to be right back on here like, hold up, wait a minute, let's move that thing to Project 2026. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen, Twan. You know what you need, bro. You know what you need. You need to head on down to Specs. Specs will make game day so much easier for you, man. It's your one-stop shop for unbeatable selections of beer, wine, and finer foods for your game day. Whether it's a party or you just need a perfect bottle, Specs got you covered. Great prices, great advice, and the best brands. You can find it all at Specs. Well, Twan, if you don't want to go there because you're not feeling too good about what happened in week 2, oh, they'll deliver it to you, bro. No big deal. Download the Specs app, easily order, and they have curbside pickup or same-day delivery. You can't beat it, Twan. I'm telling you, you might need Specs, brother. All types of selections for you. Oh, man. Let's get the 346. What's up, 346? Whoa.
Go! You don't need to be back up there no more. This restroom is not the spot. Finish up and get on out here.
346.
What you looking at? Hey, go! What you doing?
Oh, he daddy daycare today. 346, you got daddy daycare? All right, we ain't gonna do that to you, 34. I was getting a little worried there for a quick second. A little worried. 346 said, hey, Heads and beds. Let me see if he's still there. Hello? 346? Oh, all right, we good. Hey, I hear you over there with Daddy Daycare, bro. Tell them to get their heads in beds.
He's trying to do the kitty flex.
Wait. Hello?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me? Hello? Oh, Lord, you ain't even talking to me. This is crazy. All right, we just going to let 346 handle his business over there. Sound like Antonio Cromartie's crib or something. Hey, Marv, what's good with you?
What up? What's up, bro?
What's
man. I'm just gonna say, man, this defense, this defense, D tackle was horrible.
Yo, Jordan Phillips was so bad, bro. Oh, it was so bad.
It was horrible. And another thing what happened, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Like I tell you, I was at the practice still, and I was talking, hollering, I was right on the field about one of them passes. And when I saw the D tackles practicing, and I saw for myself, I'm there. Rodgers outplayed all the D tackles. So what happened, the word was still, Rodgers didn't sign back with the Cowboys. And he said, because they were favoritism. He was better than Mozzie. He was better than all of them. So when they they cut him, that pissed him off. And he's like, these fucking bums, and y'all can see it, y'all go watch the tape. He was the only one, they couldn't move him. Everybody was saying it. And they tried to stick him back on the practice squad. He said, no, I'm going to go to Cincinnati because they wanted me. And he's still on the practice squad.
He's still on the practice squad. Yeah.
He's like, no, he don't want to play for the Cowboys. He said, no,
Marv,
they favoritism.
I
don't blame him.
I think you wanted something because I remember we were talking about this when he signed with Cincy. It was odd, right? Because normally, first of all, the Cowboys usually keep their picks. They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Second, they didn't sign him back, although all reports were they wanted to. So if they wanted to and he didn't, to me, like you said, he probably felt some type of way because if you watch preseason, I wasn't there at practices, so you were there, but you listened to people at practice. Hey, this kid was showing something, and I believe you should have kept him, and he could have been a part of the rotation. So when he says, "Hold up, man, y'all coddling this first round pick," and I know there's people in the chat that say give Mozzie time. That's fine. I said this before. There's one way to think of it saying, "Hey, we're going to give Mozzie time over here, right? But we're not going to make our team worse by giving him time and not getting somebody in here that can push him." Or that's better than him. If you don't want to get rid of Mozzie, that's cool. You don't got to get rid of him, but get somebody in here that's going to push him or get somebody in here that's better than him because what you don't have is time to wait on him on the field. You can let him develop while we get better in front of him. And I think what's happening, which again, we know this is a political team. He's a first round pick. He's going to get a long leash. But keep it a beat. He's not been that good. So how long are you going to keep rolling out players that are not good that are costing you without pushing them? We'll see. We about to see because Zimmer don't. You just saw what happened with Jordan Phillips. So Zimmer gonna give him a rope. And if it's Zimmer in that room saying, "Look, man, we need X, Y, Z," and it's Jerry and them saying, well, he's a first round pick. Don't be surprised if you see when they ask him about defensive tackle one of these weeks, Zimmer going to catch an attitude at that podium.
Yes, because what happened, guys, everybody listening, the kid was so pissed because when I was at camp, because nobody moved. Everybody, and then even some of the defensive players like Lawrence say, we got one. Because Lawrence came to when I saw Lawrence, I was talking to him on the sideline. He said, man, that number 96, he a beast. We got one. That kid was so pissed off, y'all. He was better than Big Fat 97. He was better than 93. He was our best D tackle. Could nobody move him. Now, I didn't mind getting a veteran with the young kid. That was perfect. We didn't care. But when they try to sign him back, because once they cut you, you get to choose the team you want to go to.
Right.
He said, no, I'm not going back to you. No, because y'all playing around. I'm just going to Cincinnati. And he's still on Cincinnati practice, and they lost 2 D tackles, and he don't care. He don't want to play for the Cowboys. I don't fucking blame him. Because the Cowboys with this bull job, you know, we finally have a D tackle that can play, and we got one. And now we searching all these old-ass D tackles coming. Here we go again. And then one more thing still. McCarthy better get his head out of his ass. The play call is horrible. Number 9, number 3 never goes deep, y'all. Never, never, never. Why you throwing slants with them? No! Everybody else, I'm saying, he's going to be like number 22 for New Orleans. They're going to be going deep all the time. That'll make the safety so scared. But this stupid McCarthy got our receivers running the wrong routes. Ain't playing number 80. 80 is the young Dez Bryant. That's big, fast, strong, that can block, that can help CD. Even CD said it. Now we running a little. They running me and you up the middle when they should be running Zeke, and they running Zeke sweeps. You can't make this stuff up. So fat ass, I'm tired of him too. I done gave up on fat ass. I'm done. I'm done still. Fat ass, I'm not impressed with him. He don't do nothing. No creation. So you showing Phillips still, he ain't going to do that. Yeah. It's going to be 5-yard tight end passes, the same dumbass routes. Our little receivers going across the middle getting killed instead of going deep. This fat fuck, I'm sick of him. I'm done. You know, and I'm a Cowboy for life. We just need, if we get a new coach, I want a Shanahan coach to get this fat fuck out of here because the play call is horrible. I'm sick. I'm pissed off.
Hey,
I'm sorry, still.
Hey, I don't blame you being mad, man. The body shaming though. But no, I'm just messing. Hey, Marv, I feel you. Trust and believe me. Trust and believe me. It's infuriating.
And you calling it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showing it. You showing good film. I'm seeing the film you showing me. I'm like, man, why we can't do this? Every other team's doing it. We the only team ain't doing nothing. One run, let's run up the middle with the little halfback. Let's run up the middle with the little, let's do a sweep with Ezekiel instead of 23 or what? Man, this, he making, I'm going to tell y'all, fat boy is making the offensive line look sorry. Unbelievable, man. And our line is better than New Orleans. I guarantee you, if that New Orleans coach was coaching us, we'd have scored 40 easy. Damn, wasting all this time.
And they'll see me eating a piece of watermelon like it's
pitiful.
All right,
sorry, I had to get the word out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Marv, I appreciate this energy, Marv, because honestly, they need to hear this. They need to see how fed up Cowboys Nation is, man.
Yeah. I'm not even tipping off the defense because, you know, it's still a new defense, but the 2 D tackles, they too old. You know, on my 93, he tried, but they get knocked 5 yards off the field. I thought 97 was going to come here and do something. He just getting money, so they probably saw that. Them and said, man, we ain't going to win with this motherfucker. But the guy that got now, he's 30, but at least he going to try. I already know him. I seen him play before for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
At least he gonna try. He ain't gonna do like no nigga. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Pat said something yesterday that I would love to see this week. Because you're going to go up against 2 tight ends you're going to have to cover, right? I would love Wanye to be kind of thrown in the mix this week, cover some of them tight ends, man. But
oh my God, I hope so too.
Yeah, man.
We favoritism. When you favoritism, you lose. You know the sport. You play sports. Every time you favoritism, the team lose. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Watch. If they get blown out this week, they're gonna be fussing at each other. Watch what happens.
Yeah. Hey,
Mark, you showing me good plays. You got me mad by showing me them plays.
I ain't mean to get you mad, though. I'm just showing you what work. You know, I'm just showing you what work, Mark. But Mark's sick and tired of this. But I appreciate you, Marv. I'm gonna keep the show going, though, man. Thank you so much for calling. I needed that.
Salute. Love your show. Salute.
Hey, somebody got to get a favor to his shirt. I love it. This whole time, and I might have said this before, probably on Vach's show, because you know me and Vach are just, we fools. Do y'all know who Petey Green is? The DMV folk probably know. Y'all know who Petey Green? Marv, when he get like that, remind me of Petey. If you don't know who Petey Green is, Petey Green talking about eating I got a watermelon. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna play this real quick. I gotta watch it because he kind of get a little crazy. But just listen to my guy Petey Green real quick. Just take a listen to my guy Petey Green. Tell me this ain't Marv.
I just can't understand how we as black people start eating watermelon in the closet.
The watermelon in the closet like that.
Lord have mercy. This is called the heart.
This is the heart.
You know, it makes me feel so bad sometimes when
he said, "Got to put a little salt on it." Petey, go look up Petey Green eating a watermelon, and you gonna hear Marv. I promise you, you're gonna hear. I feel like this is what Marv should look like. He don't look like this right now, but that's what he should look like. Petey Green, man. Oh, my bad, Marv. If you don't know who Petey Green is, it's not an indictment. One more, 346. One more time, dog. 346.
I'm here at work. My kids was acting a fool.
I knew you was at work with some kids. I heard them in the back.
Yeah. Say, Scott, this is what it is to me, man. It's I hear you talking X's and O's, but you know, it's I think politics gonna play a big part in it right now. We gonna see if these players really want their coach here coming in this next game, man. I think this is gonna be the game where they tell Jerry if they want McCarthy to stay, man. You hear Micah coming out in the media and he talking, bro, and I think this is a situation where it could either galvanize us or it's gonna tear us apart. You know, that seed of dissent was sowed in the side of the sideline, or it was a question when they asked, you know, what's your watch size? What's your watch size? And I think that just sowed that seed of dissent. You know, them players that's on a one-year contract started looking at it like, you know what I'm talking about? Do we need to get something? When Dak is taking his guys on trips and they're all together, you know what I'm saying? They just kind of messed up. But that defense, Micah's in China, and he's not taking his guys, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what Diggs is doing. He's the leader of the defense right now, and with Loss, they need to get together and get their defense together, man, and go on and get a kumbaya, you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair,
I'm hoping what happened was...
He's taking some of his line mates across seas. I think it was last year. It took... I think it was Golston and somebody else when they went across seas or whatever. But I'm not going to sit here and indict guys for not taking kumbaya trips in their off time in the off season. We can't do that. That's not why they're getting their ass whooped.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like the playmaker was saying, you know, you got to be a family in there. If you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it. You got to show that y'all together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping what happened was, it was a situation like Aikman said, where you got to fire this guy. You can't fire that guy, but we're going to fire this guy just to get fire up under everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're going to move you to the injured reserve. You want to go, you don't want to go, you're going. You know what I'm saying? Just to show these players, man, we're not going to play about it. You're going to be about it.
That's a direct result of having Zimmer here, in my opinion. I think that's a direct result of having Zimmer.
I'm hoping. And I hope they galvanize behind that, man, and get a fire lit up under their behinds.
If it's a coach that can do it, you know, he's been known to do it. Now, you just hope the game ain't passed him by. And I refuse to really make any type of decision on who he is right now because the first 2 weeks were so opposite, or exact opposites, right? Week 1 so dominant, right. Week 2 you weren't. Like, I can't make a decision based off of that just yet. But if I have more confidence in Zimmer figuring it out, I do. I have on offense. I have confidence that 488, 87 will make stuff happen. But I personally think McCarthy is who he is. His offense is what it is, and they just got to make it. You got to make it shake within it.
I hope so, man. I hope these guys come together because they have the talent. They have the scheme now. It's just about the effort.
Yeah. I mean, effort. I don't think these guys aren't out there. Well, Jordan Phillips, dog. I can't believe that film, but I don't think the other guys are just always out. I think that's what Michael was talking about when he said that. He said all 11 guys have to, have that type of effort as you said. And I think he's talking about Jordan Phillips, bro, because that was some putrid effort right there, putrid.
And I mean, they made an example of him quick, and I'm glad that they did. It's something that's been needed for a long time, where we just don't let these guys sit around in here. It goes back to being a bastard and being born a cowboy. We can't always bring these players in here and think they have the greatest intentions of what the stars are requiring from them. You know what I mean? They can't live up to it. So
yeah, I mean,
get them on out of here.
We kind of was laughing about it earlier. I think Jordan Phillips is seeing this is a culture shock, and I think Dalvin Cook is seeing, oh man, things is definitely different here. Different reasons, different situations, right? Justin Rogers, he's seeing, oh man, and he's not a veteran, he's a rookie. Oh, this is how they do things here. Like, it is different here, man. From top to bottom, it's different, bro. But appreciate the call. Hopefully them badass kids get in check, and you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming back to me.
Yes, sir. I just can't help myself. Hold on. I just can't help myself.
When you go to frown their faces, I mean, that's despicable.
That's despicable.
But it's good. And you know the thing that makes me mad? When I go to their parties, they will take a big, pretty watermelon like this.
A big, pretty
and cut
watermelon.
all kinds of gadgets. And then cut the inside. You see this good piece of watermelon here? Cut all the guts out that good watermelon and mix it up and mess it up with something else, man. And sometimes they got a notion to put liquor in it. And then after they cut them little crevices in it, then put it back inside of that hub.
Oh.
Man, that's a waste of watermelon when all you got to do is pick it up like this here. Look at it. Pick it up like this here.
Oh my! I love it. You got to go look at this. I'm sorry, y'all. For those who just jumped up in here, don't know who the hell I am. I apologize. This ain't football talk. This is just straight up Petey Green telling us how to eat a watermelon. Marv, that's you, dog. He said, "Piss me off. They just take the guts." He ain't lying. You ain't got to do too much with a watermelon, man. Just eat the damn thing. All right. I want to play this whole. If this was like Twitch or something, Patreon, we would just sit here and react to Petey Green. Oh man, it's so funny. Let me get to these super chats though. Hey, Petey, talk to us while I look at these super chats, Petey.
Don't mess it up. I walk behind there. Lay back. That's the way.
Nah, stop, because I know some people might not like this. I quit. Ooh, that watermelon got him thrown, boy. Let's see. We Them Boys dropped 5. We Them Boys said,
Super chat.
if the first half is bad, I expect these boys to give up and get ready for Thursday night. Damn, that's right. We got to turn red around Thursday night. If the first half looked like the first half last week, you probably right. Let's hope it's not. DC for life.
Super chat.
TX dropped 2 and said, what's good, Sky? What's good, Cowboys Nation? Appreciate the $2 super chat. And then Cass dropped
Super chat.
5. Shouts out to Cass. Said, good morning. Still good morning, Cowboys Nation. I got a stress question. What do you think about bringing back Ridgeway? Where is he now? I know he got traded, so let's just take a look. Ridgeway. Hold up. He is with the Saints. The irony. Did he play? I didn't even peep, honestly. I was just, every time I saw a lighter tone dude, I thought it was Brian Breesy. Let's see here. Well, brother, I doubt they're going to trade him to the Cowboys. I don't think he played, though. He did play. He played 16 snaps. He had the pressure. All right. I mean, look, I'm all for any type of defensive tackle help, bro. Give me any type of defensive tackle. Hey, Cass, I'm not even complaining about Carlos Watkins. If we made this move in March, April, May, I'd be like, what are we doing? At this point, you got to take what you can get and hope these guys give you something. But you're not getting heavier. You're getting lighter. And we do know in this defense, he does require some heavies that can take on these double teams down in, down out. I think it's the reason why you saw Linval Joseph play so much. Linval Joseph cannot be playing. Linval Joseph, like 40 years old. He can't be playing 40. Now he played 40 snaps. He can't be playing that many snaps. Hey, Mark. Man, people get so weird and sensitive, Mark. You know what I mean? You just don't know. But you're right. Anytime I saw a white guy on that line, I said, that's Brian Breesy. Not saying y'all all look alike. It's just, I didn't know they had another one, you know? I didn't know they had John Ridgeway. I bet you this is one play where there was a pressure and he started flexing. I thought it was Breesy. I bet you that was Ridgeway. Because I was like, Breesy put on some, he got big because he's not that big, but I bet you it was Ridgeway. Bohanna? Yeah. Bohanna, I believe, got cut. I'd bring him in. 100%. Captain Cheney's time to hit the button. It is time to hit the button, man. Before I hit the button, ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. You guys hit the button. You guys hit the like button if you enjoyed today's show. Okay? Shouts out to our sponsors, Specs. Good food, good wine, good spirit, and of course, Underdog Fantasy. We got the pick'em that we do every game day morning. They gave you a free one today. Free, easy pick play for this week. CeeDee Lamb gets at least 1 yard. You win that one. Okay? There is a game on tonight. I usually like to play on Underdog Fantasy on Thursday nights. Again, use the promo code ATOZ Dallas and I'll match your deposit. So shouts out to them as well. Shouts out to you guys. Fun show today. Look, y'all just as bad as I am in the chat. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to do two things. I'm going to be here for it all. And we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun. Demetrius said, press the damn button. I know, though. I got to press this button before I go, though. Hey, Petey, how I'm supposed to eat this watermelon, Petey? Sometimes I forget. I need a reminder.
Eat a watermelon. And I don't care if you're a PhD, if you're whatever. You can't tell me cutting all that out, putting it back in there.
Peterson.
Hello.
Oh, Lord. That watermelon there. Petey, I feel you, dog, but I got to get going before I get in trouble here, man. Push the button, goddamn. Petey took a bite of water and said, oh, Lord. How watermelon make you act like that? Ah, man, I'm low-key dying inside right now. I'm watching as soon as I leave. Appreciate you, Cowboys Nation. Appreciate you, Bomb Squad. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We got Pat coming through. It's a Fan Friday. We out here.
That's regular nigga. But this is a sweet watermelon. I ain't gonna waste no time cutting no watermelon up and mix it up in no fruit cocktail. All I'm saying to you, be yourself, because I went to a party up there with some white folks. They didn't have it in that thing there. They had slices. Walk around, Peter Green, you want a slice? I said, yeah, give me a slice. And one lady said, I don't think